Well, the city of Chesapeake is a young city, just 55 years old this year, but that doesn't mean there isn't a rich history here that dates back much further than that. The historic Sunray community, for example, was started by a group of Polish immigrants in the 1900s. Many of their descendants are still there today. We caught up with one of them who shared with us just a small bit of that history.
Well, this farm that the fire station on used to belong to a gentleman named Michael Pavlovitz, and he was a very influential man in the neighborhood. He was the first president of the Farmers Association. He was the first president of the Norfolk County Farm Bureau, and he made bread, and he introduced honey into the bread making process because they had lots of bees on their farm, he and his wife. And he was also an architect. He designed the entryway into the neighborhood of Craddock that's still there today. But he designed his house here. It was originally a big Greek Revival style wood home, and it would burn down. Like a lot of the old houses in Sunray were made of wood with tin roofs, and everybody heated with fire, and they cooked with fire, and they lighted their homes with fire, and they burned their fields off with fire. They burned their trash with fire. So fire was a big part of their lives, and unfortunately some of the homes burnt down, and the people would get together as a community and rebuild. You know, that's how they worked here. Even on the old church that we have, they got together and built that, you know. So that was the way they rebounded, but eventually they created the Sunray Volunteer Fire Department. And it had, I think, anywhere between 30 and 40 members. So most of the community, almost one person from every family was a member of the Sunray Volunteer Fire Department.
You can find a book written by Mr. Szymanski on the history of Sunray at the Chesapeake Central Library in the History Room.